This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to a very busy edition of Horses and Courses, brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. I'm Jean Wood. We'll kick things off down in South Florida on Monday afternoon. The Grade 3 Memorial Day Handicap for older horses at 1 mile and the 16th will join the Memorial Day Handicap in progress.
Through a very leisurely opening quarter, 24-4 for these good runners, and Cinnamon Road takes him along to the backstretch. He's in front by about 1.5 lengths. Mambo Meister sitting the trip now in the second spot, and Causeway's Kin is covered up third. Dream Maestro is just outside of him, then a break of 2 further back to Too Many Toys, and Unbridled Heat remains the trailer, still with about 6.5 lengths to make up on Cinnamon Road as they go the opening half in 49-4. So very slow early fractions here for Cinnamon Road, and he's got him where he wants him. Cinnamon Road to the far turn. His lead is down to about 1 length as Mambo Meister's inching forward in the second spot, and Causeway's Kin looks like he's got run, but nowhere to go right now. He's still locked in third. Dream Maestro keeping him penned down to the inside. Too Many Toys coming under a ride, then Unbridled Heat, and all the while Mambo Meister breezed right on by Cinnamon Road as they went to the quarter pole. Mambo Meister doesn't look like he's been asked much yet. Now a little bit of the whip from Manuel Cruz, and he sets sail for the wire. Causeway's Kin's going to try to run him down. Mambo Meister, he got the right trip, and he's opened up 3.5, now 4, almost 5. Suddenly Cinnamon Road is battling back to the inside of Causeway's Kin for the minors, but Mambo Meister is on his game today, and he wins the Memorial Day Handicap by 6. Causeway's Kin was second, Cinnamon Road third.
Mambo Meister, after a win on the turf last time out in the Miami Mile, heads back onto the main track and shows his usual good early foot and wins off easily by almost 8 lengths as the odds-on choice over Causeway's Kin, with Cinnamon Road back in third. The winner, Mambo Meister, is a bay gelding, a son of King Cougat from Blue's Little Secret by Desert Secret, bred in Kentucky by J.R. Kavanaugh, owned by Quantum Racing Team 1 Limited and trained by Phil Gleaves, ridden to victory by Manuel Cruz. Mambo Meister covers the mile and the 16th in 145.70. We'll head to New Jersey, Monmouth Park having 4 stakes races on the weekend. We'll bring to you first the Lamplighter. This $100,000 event for 3-year-olds on the turf will join the Lamplighter in progress.
And the leader as they continue up the backstretch is Reckless Runner, and it's a 2-length lead, a 46.5 mile, and quickly the pack has closed in. Lighthouse Sound is a length behind and getting closer with every stride, and he's strongly in hand. Here's Lighthouse Sound right to the outside of front-running Reckless Runner as they go into the far turn. Fantastico Roberto is third to the inside. Bank the 8 is in fourth. Thunder Bruce circles up fifth outside of Lethal Combination, who's still in the race with 3 lengths to make up. Ungun trails 3/4 in 1:10-1. They're into the stretch, and Lighthouse Sound is now the leader. On the far outside, Thunder Brew. Bank the 8's in a tight spot, had to steady sharply. Fantastico Roberto next, and Ungun on the far outside. Thunder Brew and Carlos Marquez have the lead as they come down to the wire. And Thunder Brew will win the Lamplighter. Fantastico Roberto was second. Ungun was third, and then came Lethal Combination.
Thunder Brew picks up the victory by 1.25 lengths from off the pace over Fantastico Roberto, with Ungun back in the third spot. Fourth in the Murphy last time out at Pimlico. He was the winner twice down at Tampa Bay in fairly good company, allowance company, over the course of the wintertime. It ships north and picks up yet another win. Thunder Brew is a bay son of Milwaukee Brew from Cindy Woo Hoo by Thunder Gulch. Bred in Florida by Thomas L. Crowley and owned by the Roman Hill Farm Limited, trained by Anthony Pecoraro and ridden by Carlos Marquez Jr. Thunder Brew covers the mile and the 16th on the firm turf in 140.54. Next up, we'll head back to the Monmouth Turf Sunday afternoon's running of the Little Silver for 3-year-old fillies.
They're racing in the Little Silver Stakes. And off to a good start. Strike It Rich goes out to the front. Great Gracie Dane away well from the inside. There goes Potosina now. Up and after Strike It Rich on the lead. And in the rough is Hard Held and wants to go right behind them. Then it's Dat Echo to the outside as they race for the first turn. A length and a half farther back, and Great Gracie Dane is now settling in and 5th on the inside. Then it's Tia on the far outside, followed by Elusive Temper. And in the back are Kid Kate and Sea Road. And they're only 6 behind as they go to the back stretch. And it is Potosina on the outside of Strike It Rich. They ran a quarter and a quick 22 and 3. In the rough is just in behind the pace setters, running in 3rd. Then it's Dat Echo alongside 4th by another 2. Then Tia, Great Gracie Dane, 5 off the lead and down on the rail. Sea Road is next. Elusive Temper is after that, and Kid Kate is the trailer, now 8 behind after a 46 and 1/2 mile. Into the far turn, Strike It Rich and Garrett Gomez. 3/4 of a length in front of Potosina. In the rough, needs running room on the inside. Dat Echo is next on the far outside. 2 lengths back to Tia. Great Gracie Dane is saving ground with 4 lengths to make up. Then Sea Road and Elusive Temper, they're into the stretch. Strike It Rich has the lead by 2. It's Strike It Rich to catch. Then it's In the Rough, followed by Dat Echo. Great Gracie Dane on the far outside, and Elusive Temper. Strike It Rich has the lead as they come down to the wire. And Strike It Rich and Garrett Gomez win the Little Silver. In the Rough was second, tight for 3rd, Elusive Temper or Great Gracie Dane.
Strike It Rich picks up the victory. A nice effort off of an allowance win last time out towards the end of the Gulfstream Park meeting. That win set her up as the favorite. She went to the front, fought off rivals like Potosina, and picked up the victory by a length over In the Rough with Elusive Temper, rallying from well back to finish 3rd. Strike It Rich is a gray daughter of Unbridled Song from of Perrintown by DeHare. Bred in Kentucky by Stone Street Thoroughbred Holdings and owned by Waterville Lake Stable. Trained by Christophe Clement and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Strike It Rich covers the mile on the turf in 1:33.32. We'll head back onto the main track. Fillies and mares going 1 mile and 70 yards in the Monmouth Beach will join the Monmouth Beach in progress.
Onto the backstretch, McVictory is the pacemaker. And on the outside is Ask the Moon in second. A length and a half back to Just Genda. My Dinah's down on the inside. Then Luna Vega, who's got 4 lengths to make up, and she's inside of Bon Jovi Girl. Starship Angel is next and progressing along the rail. The trailer is Talking About Love. The half was 48 and 3. They make their way into the far turn, still an easy pace for McVictory, who's on top a length and a half. Ask the Moon, Just Genda between horses. My Dinah 4th on the inside. Luna Vega's got to pick it up. She's 4 lengths off the lead. Bon Jovi Girl's outside of her. Starship Angel has dropped back, and then Talking About Love. McVictory still the leader. Ask the Moon draws closer. Just Genda's right behind them, a length and a half off the lead. Bon Jovi Girl comes up on the far outside. They're into the stretch. McVictory is the one to beat. Just Genda coming up the fence. Ask the Moon on the far outside. Just Genda has taken the lead. Then McVictory and Ask the Moon. Just Genda and Terry Thompson up the rail to win the Monmouth Beach. Close for second, McVictory or Ask the Moon, and Starship Angel was 4th.
Just Genda, nice to see her back in the winner's circle. She's 7 for 15 lifetime, quite a rather accomplished filly. She was 4th last time out in the Apple Blossom, but had otherwise had a reasonably good winter down in Oaklawn Park. Here she picks up the win by a length and a half over McVictory with Ask the Moon in from Laurel off the long layoff, hadn't run since last fall, and she ran a pretty solid effort at 27 to 1 to finish 3rd. Just Genda is a chestnut 4-year-old daughter of Menifee from Liberty School by Pine Bluff. Bred in Kentucky by Lavin Bloodstock Services, owned by Larry and Cindy Jones. Trained by Cindy Jones and ridden to victory by Terry Thompson, Just Genda covers the mile in 70 and 142.07. We'll continue at Monmouth with Graded Stakes Company on the turf, 3 and up fillies and mares in the Grade 3 Eatontown on Monday.
They're racing in the Eatontown. Eye of Taurus came out well. Omega Cat, Scholara, Merim, and Gypsy's Warning, and the 5 of them all out well and all out for the lead. Eye of Taurus on the inside will be the pacemaker. Merim is alongside, running in second. A length and a half back to Omega Cat inside of Scholara. And now Gypsy's Warning taken to the back by Jose Valdivia Jr. and racing 3 lengths off the lead in the race to the clubhouse turn. Eye of Taurus makes the pace through a quarter of 24 and 4/5 seconds. Merim on the outside is second. Omega Cat rides the rail third, right in behind the pacemaker. And Scholara and Gypsy's Warning are together. They're only 2 lengths off the lead as the field enters the backstretch. Eye of Taurus and Alan Garcia making the pace. Merim on the outside, 3/4 of a length behind. Omega Cat is third and tucked in at the rail, a length and a half off the lead. Gypsy's Warning is just to the outside of her, and Scholara content to sit in the back here, still just 2.5 lengths behind. Eye of Taurus on top as they make their way into the far turn. A Breeders' Cup winner, Merim, is a half length behind on the outside second, and now edges up alongside, and these two are a neck apart. A length farther back to Gypsy's Warning in third. Scholara fourth in between horses. Omega Cat is last, but still in the race. All 5 together as they come to the top of the stretch. Eye of Taurus still there. Merim alongside. Gypsy's Warning on the far outside. Omega Cat needs a spot behind them, and then Scholara. It's Merim in front. Gypsy's Warning comes up after her. Merim and Gypsy's Warning will decide it. Merim inside, Gypsy's Warning on the outside. They hit the wire together in the Eatontown Stakes. Scholara was third, and then Omega Cat.
Gypsy's Warning makes her American debut a winning one. She had not raced since running at Greyville in South Africa last June 6th. And off of the long layoff and the ship to the Northern Hemisphere, she still picks up that victory. For trainer Graham Motion, who does a wonderful job with shippers to the United States, she rallies to pick up the victory by a nose over a game Maram, who was making her seasonal debut. Scholara completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Gypsy's Warning, is a bay mare, a daughter of Mogok, from Gypsy Queen by Royal Chalice, bred in South Africa by Rathmore Stud, owned by Team Valor International in the Green Lantern stable, trained by Graham Motion and ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia Jr. A Grade 1 winner in her native South Africa, is now a Grade 3 winner in the United States. Gypsy's Warning covers the mile in a 16th and 141.79. Will remain in the Mid-Atlantic, head to Philadelphia Park for the stakes feature on Saturday afternoon. Sprinting fillies and mares in the My Juliet.
And they're off. Hart Ashley from the outside fires right out of there to grab the lead. The gray filly on the inside, One Smoking Lady, quickly charges up into the second spot. Trusty Temper comes out third. Gemelin from the outside advances up into the 4th spot. Cat Moves the favorite 5th in between horses. 2 lengths to De Wild Ride. She's 6th, about 5 back. It's another length to Key Lime Baby. And Pinkarella will have to rally past them all. The opening quarter was 21 and 4. They're heading for the far turn. One Smoking Lady is now right there on the inside of Hart Ashley. Hart Ashley leading it by a long neck. One Smoking Lady is on the inside second by 2.5. Gemelin is well within striking range. She's on the outside third. Cat Moves yet to make a move. She's down inside 4th. Cat Moves is still about 4 back as they approach the top of the stretch. On her outside, it's De Wild Ride. Pinkarella has closed some ground for the back. It's Hart Ashley. Hart Ashley comes to that final furlong, now in front of full length. One Smoking Lady is dead game on the inside. She's trying to come on again second. Cat Moves a belated bit on the inside. Gemelin is leveled off. Far outside, it's Pinkarella. They're all trying to get Hart Ashley, but they won't do it. It's Hart Ashley holding them all at bay. Hart Ashley winning it by just over a length. One Smoking Lady second, a photo for third.
Hart Ashley, nice to see her back on very sharp form this year as well at the age of 4. She's now won 2 in a row, having won a fairly solid allowance race at Keeneland last time out on the synthetic. Transfers her form right back to the dirt, scores by a length and a quarter at a pretty nice price, 8.5 to 1 over One Smoking Lady, with the favored Cat Moves back in third. The winner, Hart Ashley, is a chestnut daughter of Lionheart from Pretty and Smart by Bo Genius. Bred in Kentucky by Gaines Gentry Thoroughbreds and owned by Zayat Stable, trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden to victory by Stu Elliott. Hart Ashley covers the 6 furlongs of the My Juliet at Philadelphia in 108.68. We'll pause for a brief message. When we return, we'll have more great holiday weekend stakes action. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now at Churchill Downs with a trio of stakes, beginning with Saturday's running of the Grade 3 Aristides at 6 furlongs.
And they're off in the Aristides, and Attaboy Roy blew the beginning. He just left about a length or so as he let them go, and Chief of Affairs has got the early lead. Attaboy Roy now switches to the two-path, and at the end of the first furlong and a half, Attaboy Roy has recovered now to get the lead, and duels for it with Chief of Affairs to the inside. A blistering early pace. 2 lengths back to Cash Refund, who's just swinging on the bit in behind that tempo. Towards the outside is Cassoulet. 21-1. The opening quarter mile. Riley Tucker is racing now in 5th position. Totally outrun Lissa Star as they go to halfway in the 22nd Aristides. Chief of Affairs running hard, leads by a head to the outside. Attaboy Roy. Now he begins to get to work on Cash Refund. He's going to come 3 wide to the top of the lane as they come down the stretch. Chief of Affairs is out in front. 44 seconds for the half mile. Attaboy Roy is still there. Riley Tucker's got a seam to the inside rail. Cash Refund and all-out drive. Attaboy Roy now has the lead of half a length. Riley Tucker surges through on the inside for Sean Bridgman, and it is Riley Tucker who takes the Aristides and a second win in the race for trainer Steve Asmussen. Riley Tucker takes Attaboy Roy, Cash Refund and Chief of Affairs.
Riley Tucker, a horse that had been kind of knocking around, hitting the board against some pretty good company here, breaks through, getting the pace that he needs to rally strongly under Sean Bridgman over Attaboy Roy, who had picked up a surprise victory on the Kentucky Derby undercard. Cash Refund, the favorite in the field of 6, settles for 3rd, coming up a little bit flat off a very impressive performance at the fairgrounds last time out. Riley Tucker, who had been 2nd to Chief of Affairs, who finished 4th in this field in their most recent start, both at Indiana Downs, obviously turning the tables. He did have a little bit more experience against this class of horse. Riley Tucker is a dark bay of brown son of Harlan's Holiday from My Sweet Country by Bold Ruckus. Bred in Kentucky by Formal Gold Limited, owned by Zayat Stable and trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden to victory by Sean Bridgman, Riley Tucker covers the 6 in 108.34. Next up, 3-year-old fillies at Churchill Downs in the Dogwood.
And they're off in the Dogwood Stakes. It was a slow beginning for Vertical Vision. The others came out in quite a good line, and it is Helen Bellon who is out in front. Vis-a-Vis goes with her to the outside, racing in 2nd position. Isla Lear is in 3rd and taken quite wide here by Calvin Burrell, followed by Bell Shoes, who's racing in 4th. They're well strung out through the first quarter mile. Fuzzy Britches is now racing in 5th. Age of Humour on her outside, followed by Vertical Vision and Tap Tap Tapping. 22-2 the opening quarter mile. So it is Helen Bellon against the rail now by a contested head. Vis-a-Vis is racing in 2nd. A length away and wide, Ayla Lear is racing in 3rd with just over half a mile to go. A break of 2.5 lengths opening up now to Bell Shoes, who is racing in 4th. Age of Humour is in 5th. 45-1 was the half mile. Fuzzy Britches towards the inside. Vertical Vision and Tap Tap Tapping at the back of the field. Making the run inside the final 3/8. Vis-a-Vis moves up on the outside of Helen Bellon. Poised on the outside, Ayla Lear ready to pounce. Now there's a break of 3 lengths back to Fuzzy Britches. Top of the lane in the 36th Dogwood, and it's Ayla Lear towards the near side. Vis-a-Vis between horses. Helen Bellon on the inside. Here comes Fuzzy Britches down the wide outside. Ayla Lear, an all-out drive, leads now by 2.5 lengths. Fuzzy Britches in 2nd. Tap Tap Tapping is flying from the back of the pack. Isla Lear is out in front, driven to the line. Isla Lear wins the Dogwood Stakes, a 2nd win in the race for Calvin Burrell. Tap Tap Tapping flying too late for 2nd. Fuzzy Britches in 3rd, they were clear.
Ayla Leah picks up her first victory of the year. In fact, her first win since winning the Tempted last year at Aqueduct, but she had run against some pretty nice fillies, including running a reasonably good 5th in the Kentucky Oaks last time out. Here gets a little bit of class relief and turns the table. Scoring by a length is the even money favorite over 30-1 shot Tap Tap Tapping, with Fuzzy Britches completing the order of the trifecta. Ayla Leah is a bay filly, a 3-year-old daughter of Pulpit from Wood Sprite by Woodman, bred in Kentucky by Brinlin Farm and owned by Starlight Partners. Congratulations to local connections there. Trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden to victory by Calvin Burrell, Layla Leah covers the mile at Churchill in 135.89. The Monday Stakes feature at Churchill Downs, fillies and mares sprinting in the winning colors.
And they're off in the winning colours. Emmy Darling a step slow. Dubai Majesty to the outside. Hot Dixie Chick is right there. Hot Dixie Chick has now taken the lead. Dubai Majesty's racing in second. Double Espresso just in third. Ahead of Nadeshiko now in fourth position. Secret Gypsy is next, followed by Mind Wander towards the outside. Last but one, Jay-Z Warrior. With half a mile to go, Emmy Darling at the back of the field as Hot Dixie Chick took them through a 21-4 opening quarter mile. In the seventh, winning colours, the 3-year-old Hot Dixie Chick now being confronted by the reigning champion Dubai Majesty, who is breathing down her neck. Racing in third is Secret Gypsy. They have pulled clear now of Double Espresso. To the outside, Mind Wonder. It is Dubai Majesty who goes for home on the outside. Hot Dixie Chick tries to kick back against the inside rail. Back in third is Secret Gypsy. Double Espresso is in fourth. It is Dubai Majesty who is going clear. Miguel Maynard's 200th winner at Churchill Downs is a win in the winning colours. Dubai Majesty, second win in the winning colours. It was Secret Gypsy up on the outside of Hot Dixie Chick and Double Espresso.
Dubai Majesty, a horse that has generally done very well over this racing surface, threw in a bit of a clunker last time out in the Humana Distaff on the Derby weekends, rainy racetrack, but obviously has turned the tables and rebounded with a much improved effort over Secret Gypsy. Hot Dixie Chick, another bit of a disappointment here as she was the favorite. She settles for third in a full field. Dubai Majesty is a dark bay or brown mare, a daughter of Essence of Dubai from Great Majesty by Great Above. Bred in Florida by Harold J. Plumley and owned by Martin Racing Stable Limited and Dan Morgan. Trained by Brett Calhoun and ridden to victory by Miguel Mena. Dubai Majesty covers the 6 furlongs in 108.07. We'll head to Chicago next for the stakes feature on Saturday afternoon. Grade 3 fillies and mares in the Arlington Matron. We'll join the Matron in progress.
Theater now under 5 furlongs to go. Home's the Best comes up the rail. Super Miss will be caught wide throughout, and now Sweet and Flawless trails. A half mile for Tis a Queen of 51-2. No pace on with under a half mile to go. And Tis a Queen is in charge. Going into the far turn. Tis a Queen to down. Haka right there. Celtic Princess. Super Miss trying to sustain a very wide bid throughout with under 3 furlongs to go. Euphony driven out the fence. Floating Heart just angled out. And then we come back to Celtic Princess. Ask but I won't tell. On the far outside, Peach Brew and Magical Theater. Home's the Best. Sweet and Flawless is last to make the top of this Arlington stretch, where Tis a Queen turns them in. 3/4, 116-3. Tis a Queen, and the final furlong of the Arlington Matron. Here comes Euphony, Haka between horses. Ask but I won't tell up the fence. Floating Heart is charging hard, but in deep stretch, Tis a Queen. Tis a Queen led throughout. Floating Heart was second, Euphony third, Celtic Princess fourth, then Ask But I Won't Tell, Sweet and Flawless, and Home's the Best was next. Tis a Queen in 153-2. She made all in the Arlington Matron.
Tis a Queen, nice to see her back in the winner's circle as well. This is a horse who has been really a very versatile mare. This was her first try on synthetic, but she is a winner in stakes company on synthetic, dirt, and turf now, and she has just been a very, very capable horse over a long, solid career. Here she picks up the victory over Floating Heart, who was in off a nice race at Keeneland with Euphony, who's always dangerous here at Arlington Park, completing the order of the top 3. Tizaquina is a dark bay or brown daughter of Tiz Now from Isaquina by Mr. Prospector. Bred in Kentucky by Stonerside Stable and owned by Darley Stable, trained by Michael Stidham and ridden to victory by E.T. Baird. Tizaquina covers the 9 furlongs in 153.37. We'll head to Texas next for a pair of stakes races on Memorial Day from Lone Star Park. Kicking things off, Grade 3 fillies and mares on the turf in the Ouija board.
They're off to a perfect start. Bubbler gets a shake of the reins from Eddie Martin Jr. to get out and take a slight lead. The Cat Who was right there, and now Wasted Tears coming up smoothly on the outside with that high cruising speed. She's up now to take a slight lead from Bubbler. And it's back to Love to Tell racing fourth. Slide On By is a good 8 lengths off the leaders now, and 2 back to Fortunia, who brings up the rear. Now the race for the 6 furlongs pole, and Wasted Tears taking her spot that she loves at the front of the pack. She's in front by a neck, but Bubbler very wisely placed right there on her inside, is not giving Wasted Tears any kind of an easy lead. It's 2 back to the Cat Who right there in third, and Love to Tell on a hold is racing fourth. There's not going to be much early change here. Slide On By is back there 4.5 lengths off the lead, and Fortunia under a hammerlock at the back. They're running on down the backside. Wasted Tears leads. Wasted Tears on the outside in front of Bubbler by a neck. The pace is very honest. 1.5 lengths to the Cat Who, getting the Catbird Trip. 1.5 lengths to Love to Tell. Slide On By continues second last, then Fortunia. Still 5 lengths from front to back. Now they're on the far turn. Now the pace picks up. Wasted Tears lengthening her stride. She's doing it well within herself. Bubbler just got a tap of the whip, a reminder to keep up. On the outside, the Cat Who, Love to Tell, Fortunia, and Slide On By. Now it's a sprint for the wire. And look at them fan out across the course. Oh, a good stretch run coming up here. Wasted Tears has a race on her hands. Bubbler on the inside second. A late bid from Fortunia. Fortunia coming at Wasted Tears. Wasted Tears digs deep, though. Wasted Tears just can't be beat. She's unbeaten on the Lone Star Turf course and 9 straight wins on grass. Fortunia ran her eyeballs out to be second. Then Bubbler and the Cat Who.
Wasted Tears, another horse that's just having a fabulous year. She's 4 for 4 this year, a 10 for 15 lifetime. She won this race last year, and she's beaten some pretty nice fillies along the way thus far this year. When she gets to the front, she's dangerous. She's got a tremendous break, gets out in front very easily, holds on by a neck over Fortunia, with Bubbler, who's also been in very good form, offering a pace-pressing trip, but settling for third. Wasted Tears is a dark bay or brown 5-year-old daughter of Najran from Wishes and Roses by Grainton. Bred in Kentucky by Bart Evans, owned by Bart Evans, trained by Bart Evans, and ridden to victory by Clifton Berry. Wasted Tears covers the mile on the turf in 133.25. Next up, we'll head to the Lone Star Park main track, the Grade 3 Lone Star Park Handicap.
They're off to a very good beginning, a clean start. Jonesboro bounced out well from the inside, but Euro Ears now rushing up to get that lead. Redding Colliery comes away in third, then Mythical Power 3.5 off them early. Golden Yank is down inside of Awesome Gem, 15 Love in second last, and the long shot Indy Express trails early. They pass the 7/8 pole, and Euro Ears makes the lead, but he's certainly not sprinting. This looks very reasonable in front of 1.25 lengths. Redding Colliery and Anna Napravnik now getting up to be second. Jonesboro on a loose rein back in third. He's now joined by Mythical Power on his outside, poised perfectly, 3.5 lengths off the lead. 15 Love has the white blinkers back there in fifth. And then it's Golden Yank on the inside, shadowing Awesome Gem, and a gap of 7 to Indy Express. On down the backstretch, and it's Euro Ears and Jamie Theriault, a perfect tempo, 1.25 in front. Redding Colliery is second by 2.5. Mythical Power now gaining third on the outside of Jonesboro. And it's 15 Love. Awesome Gem begins to unwind. He's going forward now, about 6 lengths off the lead. And that puts Golden Yank second last, and Indy Express is overmatched. They're running now on the final turn. And Redding Colliery turns up the pressure on Euro Ears. 5/16 to go. They're in front by 3. 15 Love running a big race, getting up to be third. Awesome Gem and Mythical Power is dropping back alarmingly. Mythical Power does not have it today, so they're running at the top of the stretch. Anna Napravnik and Redding Colliery make a jump for home. Euro Ears, 15 Love, Awesome Gem, but Redding Colliery is in front by 4. And the Eastern Shipper is going to be the spoiler here. It's Anna Napravnik and Redding Colliery running away untouchable late to capture the Lone Star Park Handicap. Awesome Gem checked home second. Euro Ears was third, and 15 Love ran fourth.
Redding Colliery off a third-place finish in the Charlestown Classic behind Researcher and Awesome Gem last time out. Turns the tables on Awesome Gem and picks up the victory, 6 3/4 lengths the better of that rival. It was another 6.5 back to Euro Ears, the early pace setter settling for third. Disappointing in the field was Mythical Power, who had won the Texas Mile and had always run very well over this surface. He showed a little bit of early speed, pressing the pace in about 4th, but then backed out of it rather abruptly, finishing 8th and last in the field. So a little bit of a disappointment there. Hopefully things are okay for Mythical Power. The winner, Reading Colliery, is a gray son of Mineshaft from Jupe by Zilzal, bred in Kentucky by Gainesway Thoroughbreds and 707 Stable, owned by Mrs. Fitriani Hay, trained by Karen McLaughlin and ridden to victory by Anna Napravnik. Reading Colliery covers the mile in a 16th at Lone Star in 142.13. We'll pause for a brief message. When we return, we'll be heading to Hollywood Park and then back home to Belmont for the weekend stakes action. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We will continue now at Hollywood Park. The Saturday Stakes feature on the turf. Grade 1 company, fillies and mares in the Gamely.
They're off. Cat by the Tail caught a flyer and is sent out for the front. Cat by the Tail's going to clear from Tuscan Evening, and Cat by the Tail, the leader early. Tuscan Evening going to have to sit second. Princess Haya, Gotta Have Her, and Forever Together are next. Then comes Well Moneyed, and the early trailer is General Consensus, and the leader is Cat by the Tail and Joelle Rosario at the clubhouse turn. Tuscan Evening is sitting in second, and she's doing it comfortably for Bejarano. She's a length and a quarter from the lead. Gotta Have Her moves through at the rail. Princess Haya is 3 deep, and Forever Together, the gray, is between horses. They're all about 3 from the aggressive Cat by the Tail to the backstretch. The 2 trailers are General Consensus and Well Moneyed, and they turn and make their run up the backstretch in the 43rd Gamely Stakes, and Cat by the Tail changed everything when she sprinted away out of the gate, and she leads by a length and 3/4 of a length from Tuscan Evening, who tracks smartly in second. Princess Haya 3 deep. Forever Together has always been between horses, and Gotta Have Her has always been at the rail. They're 2.5 from the front. General Consensus and Well Moneyed are 5 lengths behind. There's 3 furlongs left to run. Cat by the Tail continues to lead. She's that same 3/4 of a length leader over Tuscan Evening in second. Gotta Have Her's at the rail. Third and less than 2 from the front. Princess Haya and Forever Together. Well Moneyed going to be 5 wide, turning for home. General Consensus stays at the rail, and here's Tuscan Evening outside of Cat by the Tail. Cat by the Tail just a neck in front. Tuscan Evening, showing her versatility, now takes over the lead. Forever Together's a length and a half off the lead. Gotta Have Her is next, and Tuscan Evening leads. Well Moneyed charges in the center. Forever Together. Tuscan Evening. Forever Together. Tuscan Evening. Forever Together. Tuscan Evening! No matter what you do, you can't beat her. 5 graded stakes in a row. Tuscan Evening beat Forever Together and won the Gamely.
Tuscan Evening has now won 5 in a row, and it would be 7 if she'd been able to beat Ventura in the Matriarch back at the end of last year. She has just run the tables on the West Coast fillies and mares on the turf, and here scores the victory from just off the pace. Cat by the Tail was able to take it to her early, and she was still able to sit the stalking trip and withstand the move from Forever Together. Came up just a little flat in the lane to finish second. Cat by the Tail holds on to third. Tuscan Evening is a bay mare, a daughter of Oasis Dream from the Faraway Tree by Suave Dancer. Bred in Ireland by Hascombe and Valiant Stud, owned by William de Burgh and trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Tuscan Evening covers the 9 furlongs in 147.30. We'll jump ahead to Monday's Holiday Stakes racing action. 2-year-olds in action early in the card, the $60,000 Willard Proctor.
They're off. Bell of the Bridle and Leon Ayala shows speed. JP's Gusto close up. Gab Power and Edgewick Road in the middle. Then Clubhouse Ride and Tappin' Tough. Leon Ayala and Bell of the Bridle up the backstretch, and Leon takes it to the filly early. Leon Ayala and Cesar D'Alba ahead in front of Bell of the Bridle in second. JP's Gusto, the maiden, sits third and only a length and a half from the lead. Gab Power and Clubhouse Rider next. They're 2.5 from the front. Then Tappin' Tough and Edgewick Road, and Bell of the Bridle has taken charge now. She is a half length in front of Leon Ayala. JP's Gusto is 3 deep. He's got a chance. Here comes JP's Gusto. Gab Power and Clubhouse Rider next. Then Tappin' Tough and Edgewick Road, and JP's Gusto giving the favorite all she wants. In fact, JP's Gusto is inching just a bit clear. Bell of the Bridle is back to second, and JP's Gusto has put her away. JP's Gusto is now 3 widening lengths in front. Bell of the Bridle, Edgewick Road might get into third. JP's Gusto. JP's Gusto breaks his maiden in the 46th Willard Proctor and does it by 4.5. Bell of the Bridle second a long way, and Edgewick Road finished third.
JP's Gusto picks up the victory, a maiden going in and a stakes winner coming out, winning off by 4.25 lengths, 4.5 lengths over Bell of the Bridle with Edgewick Road back in the third spot. The winner, JP's Gusto, is a Bay Ridgeling, a son of successful appeal from Call Her Magic by Caller ID. Bred in Kentucky by Windstar Farm and owned by Gem Stable, trained by David Hoffmans, ridden to victory by Joe Talamo. JP's Gusto covers the 5.5 in 102.97. Next up, 3-year-old fillies on the turf in the Grade 2 Honeymoon.
They're off. Good start. Triple Cream and Evening Jewel shows speed, and Dina in the center. Evening Jewel pokes her head in front. Then comes In the Slips and City to City, followed by Dream to Dream, and the trailer is Cozy Rosie. Triple Cream going to take back and let Evening Jewel clear off into the clubhouse turn. So Evening Jewel, the big favorite, and Victor Espinoza lead over Andina, who's 3/4 back in second. Triple Cream is tugging at the rail. She's third and a sharp third at that, 2.5 lengths off the lead. Then comes In the Slip. She races in fourth in the clear and striding nicely. 2 lengths to City. She's got 6 lengths to make up. Dream to Dream and the stretch running Cozy Rosie towards the back of the pack. Now Cozy Rosie moves through and lets out just a notch for Mike Smith, draws within 8 of the lead. So they turn into the backstretch in the 59th Honeymoon Handicap, and Evening Jewel is galloping along in front. It is Evening Jewel, a measured length in front of Andina and Joe Talamo in second. Triple Cream stays at the rail. She's the gray and 2 lengths off the lead. Cozy Rosie has moved all the way up to fourth now, and she's only 3.5 behind. Cozy Rosie is tugging at Mike Smith, wants to go. In the Slips just outside of her. Florida Invader Dream to Dream has 6 lengths to make up, and now City to City is the trailer, and Evening Jewel is still the leader. Evening Jewel around the far turn. Andina comes to take her on in second. Evening Jewel leads just by a neck. Andina is second. Triple Cream is still a length and a half back in third. Cozy Rosie is fourth. City to City just took fifth. In the Slips and Dream to Dream, and Evening Jewel and Andina are 1-2. Triple Cream's at the rail. Then City to City moving up in the white blaze face. Cozy Rosie. Evening Jewel has to work right to the wire. Evening Jewel is in front. Cozy Rosie in the center. Evening Jewel reaches. Cozy Rosie attacks. Evening Jewel. Cozy Rosie. Evening Jewel. Evening Jewel held off Cozy Rosie by a head and won the 59th Honeymoon Handicap. 3 across the track for third.
Evening Jewel moves her game onto the grass and picks up a victory by a game head on the front end from the late-moving Cozy Rosie, with City to City back in the third spot, about a length behind. Evening Jewel, who's been nosed now twice by the very good Blind Luck in Grade 1 company in the Oaks and the Les Virginus, once on dirt, once on synthetic, takes her game onto the grass and scores first time over the turf as the odds-on favorite. Evening Jewel is a Bay daughter of Northern Fleet from Jewel of the Night by Giant's Causeway. Bred in California by Betty and Larry Mabey, owned by Tom and Marilyn Brawley and trained by James Cassidy, ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza. Evening Jewel covers the 9 furlongs on the firm turf in 148.87. Next up, Grade 1 Company at a flat mile on the turf in the Shoemaker Mile.
They're off. Mr. Gruff is asked for speed. So is Corellian, who is sent out early. Tangled Tango just outside of him. Campari could be 4 wide early. Then comes Gallant Sun and Global Hunter. Victor's Cry is at the rail. Then Blue Chagall, and the early trailer is Golden Balls. To the backstretch they run with Mr. Gruff the leader. He's a half length in front of Corellian in second. Campari is now taken back, and he'll sit third, and he's 2 from the front. Gallant Sun is at the rail fourth for Mike Smith, and he's 4 from the front. Tangled Tango just outside of him. 2 lengths to Global Hunter and Victor's Cry. They are 7 from the lead. Golden Balls and Blue Chagall 9 lengths behind up the backstretch in the 67th Shoemaker Mile, and Mr. Gruff is doing it smartly. Mr. Gruff to the half-mile pole from the 8-year-old Corellian, who is perfectly placed behind the front runner. Campari and Gallant Sun are trying for the same spot, and they're both on the move. Gallant Sun, Campari may have to steady off heels. He is only 2 from the front. Passed by Tangled Tango. Global Hunter is 3.5 off the lead. Victor's Cry and Blue Chagall, they run around the far turn. No change in the top 2. Mr. Gruff trying to go it all the way, and he gets away a bit at the top of the stretch. Mr. Gruff and Joe Talamo trying to win the Shoemaker Mile right here and now, and they've opened up a 3-length lead. Gallant Sun is into second. Corellian to the outside. Victor's Cry. Mr. Gruff to the final 16th. It's a desperate final 16th. He's a length and a half in front. Corellian, Victor's Cry, Gallant Sun. Here's Corellian. Here's Victor's Cry. Victor's Cry in time. Corey Nakatani and Victor's Cry win the 67th Shoemaker Mile by a head over Corellian. Mr. Gruff finished third.
Victor's Cry pulling off one of the bigger upsets of the weekend at 21-1 as he scores over the favored Corellian with Mr. Gruff back in the third spot. Mr. Gruff, a horse that always does well, especially on that downhill turf course, as has Victor's Cry. He was second last time out on the downhill in the graded San Simeon Stakes, but every time he had taken on a little bit better company, particularly going a little bit longer, he had come up wanting, so thus the 21+ priced, the $44 mutual on him. A little disappointing in here was Campari, who was just under 3-1. This race really looked to be a potential breakout race for him, who had spent a better part of his time going in the state-bred company, although doing very, very well. He settles for 7th in the field of 9. The winner, Victor's Cry, a dark bay or brown son of Street Cry from Short Time by Clever Trick, was bred in Virginia by Legacy Farm and is owned by the Equilette Stable. Trained by Owen Hardy and ridden to victory by Corey Nakatani, Victor's Cry covers the mile on the turf in 132.88. We will head back home to New York now for a big weekend of stakes racing over the Memorial Day holiday weekend. Going back to Saturday, we'll start things off with fillies and mares sprinting in the Vagrancy.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Hold That Prospect racing for the lead. Rightly So is hustled out of there. Rightly So is looking to the lead and gets there. Hold That Prospect second on the outside. Malibu Prayer third. Starlight is fourth. And then it's Hourglass back running in fifth, and Tar Heel Man. Imam is the early trailer, about 6 lengths from the leader. And the leader is Rightly So, who's on the muscle while in front. Hold That Prospect pressing for that lead as they move for the far turn. And down inside, it's Malibu Prayer, and alongside her, Starlight. They rip through a quarter in 21-4. Rightly So, still hounded by Hold That Prospect. Starlight edging up closer now to the lead. Starlight is poised and looms in third position. Tar Heel Mom is swinging into action now on the far outside, fourth. And then Hourglass is fifth. And Malibu Prayer is dropped out to trail. They turn for home. 4 of them headlong into the stretch together now. Rightly So has a narrow lead. Hourglass is coming up on her inside. Tar Heel Mom and Starlight both closing hard on the far outside. Rightly So down inside on the far outside, it's Tar Heel Mom. Tar Heel Mom has come away with the lead at the 16th pole. Hourglass down inside. Rightly So and Starlight. 3 of them hit the wire. And Hourglass got there. Hourglass in the final strides, then Rightly So. Tar Heel Mom just weakened very late in the game. The final time was 1:16.3.
Hourglass gets the win. A nice effort from off the pace. And the pace of things certainly changed dramatically when Tar Heel Mom, who is a stone-cold speedball, came out of the gate in a bit of a tangle, trailed the field in the early going, which is somewhat unaccustomed position for her. She did end up rallying very nicely, but it did set things up a little bit differently with Hold That Prospect up in the front. She was able to press, rightly so, who did hold on well for the second spot, but without Tar Heel Mom perhaps getting loose, things were a little different, and Hourglass able to rally from well back off the pace to score the win by a half a length over, rightly so. Tar Heel Mom closing to third. Hourglass, who we saw very successful over the winter time here in New York, perhaps that was why they ended up letting her go off at a nice enough price that she paid almost $10. She is of Bay Filly, a daughter of Patientville, from Susanna Anna by Tail of the Cat. Bred in Kentucky by Roasting Ear Ranch Limited and owned by Millhouse, trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden to victory by David Cohen, off a second last time to Tar Heel Mom in the Grade 2 Distaff. Hourglass turns the tables, scoring the 6.5 and 116.68. Next up, a couple of New York bred events for the older horses on turf. We'll kick things off with Sunday's running of the Kingston.
And they're off. Benrock gets away first. There goes Running on the Wall, and down inside Extra Zip. Running on the Wall and Extra Zip go on with it. Benrock settles back in third. Uncle T7 is now fourth, so they concede the lead here to Riding on the Wall. Dashes away to lead by 2. Wrangled back. Extra Zip second. Benrock on the outside third. Uncle T7 is fourth. Gimme Credit fifth. Cashton and Dixie is sixth. Star of New York is on, holds seventh, about 6 lengths from the lead. And a break of another 3 back to Minnie Punt, the trailer, as Riding on the Wall sails through the opening quarter, uncontested in 23 3/5 seconds. Extra Zip is second, and Benrock sitting chilly just outside the lead while third. Then altogether are Uncle T7, Gimme Credit, and Cashton and Dixie, and at the back are Star of New York and Minnie Punt. The field moving for the far turn now. There's a half mile to go. Riding on the Wall has led through a half in 45 seconds flat here. So Riding on the Wall bowling along clear by 2.5 lengths. Benrock now has moved up 1 spot to be second. Extra Zip is third. Cashton Dixie is commencing a bid now. Fourth on the outside. Star of New York is revving up, but will take the overland route into the stretch. Uncle T7, Gimme Credit, and Minnie Punt, and it's Riding on the Wall still in front. Now opens up that lead by 3. Benrock is all out, but no response from Benrock. Riding on the Wall, and from the back of the pack, Minnie Punt is coming with a late run on the far outside, but it's still Riding on the Wall, who's led every step. Minnie Punt closing like a shot, and Uncle T7 too. Here's the wire. Minnie Punt from way out of it to win. Uncle T7 Riding on the Wall and Gimme Credit.
Stakes placed individual in the New York and a New York bred as well. Minnie Punt picks up the win by a half a length from off the pace after having a little bit of trouble on the turn. Uncle T7 also having a little bit of difficulty, settles for second with Riding on the Wall back in the third spot. And Gimme Credit, another one of those old timers in the New York bred ranks, running, I thought, a very good fourth. He too had some traffic. A little disappointing in here was Benrock, who did have a bit of a stalking trip. This is a horse hadn't run since last fall. He has been the champion older turf horse for a number of years within the New York bred ranks. I think the last 2 and possibly even 3 years. But this is a horse that really likes a soft surface. He likes the softer going, and it has been as dry can be at Belmont. We had quite a firm turf course for the running of this year's Kingston, which Benrock had dominated in the last couple of seasons. The winner, Minnie Punt, is a bay gelding, a son of Gold Fever from Let's Punt by Rubiano. Bred in New York by James Pino and Lisa Pino, owned by Marjack Pino Stable and Vincent Bonmarito, trained by Mike Maselli and ridden to victory by Jose Lascano. Minnie Punt covers the mile and the 16th on the firm turf in 139.73. Next up, fillies and mares on the turf in State Bred Company in the Mount Vernon.
And they're off. Paraiba, and there goes Tulip Mania. And there goes Alcalina and Chestoria. Tulip Mania and Alkalina, those two out for the lead, and Alkalina goes on with it. Tulip Mania defers to her, and Chestoria runs in third. Paraiba is fourth, and Stormy Relations is rank, very rank, tossing her head about wide around the turn, and Stormy Relations continues to just absolutely have a battle here with Ramon Dominguez. Outside her, it's Our Golden Dream. Paraiba down toward the inside. Jose Lascano has placed You Go West Girl in last position, but it's a tight pack down the backstretch run. Alkalina and Tulip Mania, and they're waltzing along early on here. The pace is very slow, and there goes Tulip Mania now up to put ahead in front of Alkalina. Stormy Relations is far more settled and is now back in third position. And then it's Chestoria, Paraiba, Our Golden Dream, and You Go West Girl remains restrained at the back of the pack with a half mile to go. Now the tempo starts to quicken, rounding the far turn. Tulip Mania starting to pick it up here with Alkalina after a very slow half mile. Then it's Stormy Relations running third, Chestoria fourth. Our Golden Dream is called on for run now, and there she goes. But she'll be forced to take the overland route into the stretch. Then Paraiba and You Go West Girl is last as they turn for home. Top of the stretch, Tulip Mania, Alkalina head-to-head for the lead. Chestoria is looking for a way through. Here's Our Golden Dream, who's charging hard. And on the far outside, You Go West Girl and Jose Lascano. And Paraiba's coming out late. They're coming down to the finish. Here's Chestoria, Paraiba coming fast and coming late. And it's Chestoria who won it by a length and a half. Paraiba was second. A photo for third between Alkalina and You Go West Girl.
Chestoria gets the win, another one of those very solid older New York bred mares. And the New York bred mares always do put on a very good show. Chestoria wins by a length and a quarter and a big price off a solid third in the Bogey in her seasonal debut. Paraiba, another big price, 16-1, settling for second, with Alkalina back in third. The favorite in the field in from Keeneland was You Go West Girl. She did get off to a bit of a slow start and rallied, but could do no better than fourth. Chestoria is a dark bay or brown mare, a daughter of Chester House from R.D. Fee by Dixieland Band, bred in New York by Berkshire Stud and the Oak Cliff Breeders Incorporated, owned by ELR Stable and trained by Bill Badgett. Ridden to victory by David Cohen, Chestoria covers the mile in a 16th and 142.89. Next up, Monday's co-featured events. First, fillies on the turf in the Grade 2 Sands Point.
Ready, and they're off. Little squeeze there for More is Better coming out of the gate, Ultimate Class. So it is Ultimate Class to head here with More is Better. And then it's Hit It Rich, who runs along third early on. Negligee up on the pace of the outside, fourth. Check the label, fifth toward the inside. Concord Kid and Crescenda complete the field as they round the clubhouse turn. Ultimate Class sharing the lead here with More is Better. Sitting just outside them, Negligee runs up now to join them in third position. Check the label, scoots through and moves up a spot into fourth. Hit It Rich the Gray is now back in fifth, but only about 3.5 from the lead. Then down inside goes Crescenda, the trailer's Concord Kid, down the backstretch run. The pace has been a solid one so far. That quarter was up in 23 3/5 seconds. So it's Ultimate Class now the leader by 3/4 of a length. Alongside, More is Better continues on in second. And then it's Negligee, who's rating just outside the lead third after a solid half up there in 47 seconds flat as they cross into the final half mile. Ramon Dominguez has a good hold of Check the Label, cruising just in behind the front three. Concord Kid beginning to pick it up now, moving into fifth on the outside. Hit It Rich has asked for run, but no real response from her yet. And Crescenda takes to the far outside as the field turns for home. More is Better and Negligee head-to-head for the lead. Check the Label, desperate for running room now. Crescenda's coming on the far outside into the final furlong. Now there's running room here for Check the Label, who's coming on through. Check the Label now gets to the lead. Crescenda's coming at her. They're down to the finish. Check the Label gets it. Check the Label. Once she got the run, she ran clear. Won it by a length and a half. Crescenda finishing second, and Negligee was third.
Check the Label, the winner last out of the Appalachian, which has been a key race down at Keeneland on the 15th of April. And I dare say that about 3 or 4 horses who've come out of that race to win. Check the Label comes back as a winner as well, scoring over Crescenda, a lightly raced filly moving up in class, as well as Negligee, a filly with some pretty good established form in from Churchill Downs, and finishing an okay third, with a little bit of a one-paced effort. The winner, Check the Label, is a bay filly, a daughter of Storm and Fever from Don't Trick Her by Mazel Trick, bred in Kentucky by Brereton Jones and owned by the breeder, trained by Graham Motion and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Check the Label covers the 9 furlongs on the Belmont turf in 147.16. Next up, we'll head back to the Belmont main track, the traditional Grade 1 on the Memorial Day card at Belmont, the Metropolitan Handicap, better known as the Met Mile.
And they're off. Quality Road got off to a good start. Le Grand Cru going to take it right to the lead early on here. And Le Grand Cru goes on to lead. Quality Road now runs second just to his inside. Tisway comes up the rail. Kansai is fourth and moving on the outside. Warrior's Reward is now fifth and in between horses. Then it's 2 lengths back to Musket Man, who's down on the inside of You and I Forever, and 6 lengths back to Convocation. It was a 22-2 opening quarter mile, and Quality Road is the leader. Le Grand Cru, though, not going to let him get away. He's right there, 3/4 of a length behind in second. Tisway on the inside, right up there, close and running along in third. Kansai is just outside of Warrior's Reward. So it is Quality Road, and Le Grand Cru won't go away after a half mile in 45 seconds flat. Quality Road, the leader around the far turn. Warrior's Reward is making a move at him now. Le Grand Cru is back to third, and there's 3 furlongs to go here in the Met Mile. And Tisway is fourth toward the inside. On the far outside, You and I Forever, as the field turns for home. It's still Quality Road. Warrior's Reward took a good run at him, but he's been left a length and a half behind. 3/4 of a mile in 1:08.2, and Quality Road and Johnny Velasquez hit the 8th pole, clear by 2. Musket Man's firing. Musket Man firing at Quality Road. Quality Road trying to dig down for another 100 yards. Musket Man on the outside cannot get by. Classy, consistent, Quality Road. A dazzling Met Mile, 8 sparkling furlongs in 1:33 flat. Musket Man was second, Tisway was third.
Quality Road returns victorious, and he is now 3 for 3 on the year, having won the Howell's Hope and the Don down in Florida to start out his 4-year-old campaign. It was a big move from off the pace by Musket Man to settle for the second spot, with Tisway being involved in a stalking trip in the early going, holding on fairly well to settle for third. The winner, Quality Road, is a 4-year-old bay son of Elusive Quality from Cobla by Strawberry Road. Bred in Virginia by Edward P. Evans and owned by the breeder, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Quality Road covers the mile and the Met Mile, the 118th running of the Met Mile in 133.11. That'll wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the program and will be able to join us again next week as we take a look at more great stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.